Thinking about it now, it's as if I'm dreaming now, and then I was awake. Then I was awake and conscious. I think they should call it a near-life experience, because it's more alive than I've ever been.
פלוס במוסד, התחלת להתעסק בעניינים של עסקים מהוגנים ומרובעים, הייתי אומר.
לחלוטין.
היית סמנכ"ל של חברה, והתעסקת בביטוח, אדם מן היישוב.
אדם שכל הגישה שלו אומרת, ביידיש צחה זה נקרא, שוף בלעינק ואוקטו. קודם כל אתה צריך להוכיח דברים מתמטית, ואז אני מוכן לקבל אותם.
עד אותו יום לפני 11 שנה. אתה היית בן 39, והיית בשירות מילואים, נכון?
הייתי אז בשירות מילואים, בעת פטרול, ופשוט באמצע הפטרול צנחתי.
מה אתה זוכר מהדקות שמגיעות אחרי הצניחה הזאת?
התחלתי לראות מה שמתרחש מסביבי, אבל כאילו אני צף מעל. נמצא מעל התמונה, אני רואה את עצמי שוכב. אני רואה את החובש מנסה לעשות את ההחייאה. אני רואה אנשים מתחילים להתאסף מסביב, אני רואה את הבלגן.
אני חושבת לעצמי כמה מוזר שאני רואה את הגוף שלי, כלומר אני לא בתוך הגוף, כי אני הייתי, אף פעם לא חשבתי שהגוף ואני זה משהו נפרד.
And I popped out the top of my head. And then I was looking at the body, which was lying on a gurney, and I saw the surgeons, and I realized it was my body, but I did not connect with it and call it me, or think it was me. And now that seems very unusual, but while it was happening, it was totally natural to look at it that way.
Dr. Moody has observed a pattern that occurs in people the world over, regardless of their culture or religion.
As a matter of fact, the prior religious beliefs or background of the person doesn't seem to have much to do with whether or not they have an experience and even the content of the experience. We've even had people who say that prior to their experience they were atheists or agnostics who have very beautiful and full-blown near-death experiences.
Really? And do they remain atheist and agnostic?
Not at all. Once they come back, they tell us that they're totally transformed and they have no more doubt whatsoever that there is a God and that there is a life after death.
What happened is I felt like I'd been hit by a train. But what had happened was I was talking on the phone, holding the telephone like this. The lightning came down the phone line, entered my neck. It went through my spine, threw me up in the air. As it threw me in the air, it knocked me out of my shoes and welded the nails in the heels of my shoes to the nails in the floor, which is how I was grounded and I didn't explode.
I had not responded to treatment. I was getting worse, and the doctor had come to see, and at this point, he says, I've lost her. She's gone. And I thought, well, who's he talking about? But just before this, I have been in terrible pain. I was just hurting so bad, I wanted to get away from it.
I was a dissident in Soviet Union, and I had an invitation from United States. In 1975, I received this invitation. In 1976, I was given the exit visa, and I was leaving for New York that day, and I was coming to take my passport, and I was ready to fly. My family was already in airport waiting for me. That time, on sidewalk, I was moved over or run over by car. It was fabricated by KGB. They wanted to kill me and not to let me go. And I was taken to hospital. Doctors did anything they could to help me, but I was declared dead.
Pretty much all over the world we found this common pattern. They tell us that at this point where their doctor says they are dead, that they may actually hear the physician say, oh my, he's dead, or we've lost her, or something like that. And they say that from their perspective, actually, they still feel very much alive. Indeed, their consciousness is heightened. And they tell us that they seem to leave their physical bodies. They say that they float up, typically right above the bed in the operating room or the emergency room, and they look down and they can see their own physical bodies lying on the bed down below.
But then all of a sudden I heard this statement, "He's gone, he's gone." And it was the paramedic making that statement to the driver. At that point, I was standing behind the paramedic. I was watching him work on my body.
And there was this slight buzzing at the ear, and I felt myself pop out of the body. I don't know how I came out. I was just suddenly out of the body. And I sat down on the head of the bed a minute to look around. Then I felt myself float up to the ceiling, and I was looking down, and he said, "She's gone." And I couldn't believe it, and I thought, well, who's gone? And I was trying to look down to see.
זווית הראייה. המון מהסיפורים האלה מתארים יציאה של זווית הראייה מהגוף, מבט מלמעלה, כאשר בחלק מהמקרים, גם בספרות מחוץ לארץ, אנשים מצליחים לתאר דברים שיכולים לראות רק מזווית הראייה הזאת, אם האיש הייתה כיפה או קרחת או דרגות.
אין לי תשובה לזה, ואני אומר גם שאלה שחוו את זה כנראה מספרים אמת, כי אני בעצמי נתקלתי בחולים שעברו החייאה, הם מספרים את הסיפור שהם ראו כאילו הם מסתובבים מלמעלה ומסתכלים למעלה, ובאמת לזה אני לא יכול למצוא את ההסבר.
Whilst near-death experiences change lives, they've also given some individuals extraordinary experiences that they would never have dreamt of. The most intriguing examples are of blind people becoming sighted for the first time. Vicky Naratuk had been blind from birth.
I've never seen anything, no light, no shadows, no nothing. A lot of people ask if I see black. No, I do not see black. I do not see anything at all. And in my dreams, I don't see any visual impressions. It's just taste, touch, sound, and smell, but no visual impressions of anything.
In her early 20s, Vicky was involved in a serious car accident.
The next thing I recall, I was in Harborview Medical Center and looking down at everything that was happening, and it was frightening because I'm not accustomed to see things visually because I'd never had before, and initially it was pretty scary. And then I finally recognized my wedding ring and my hair, and I thought, is this my body down there? And am I dead or what?
We can't bring her back. It's a crash zone.
They kept saying, we can't bring her back, we can't bring her back. And they were trying to frantically work on this thing that I discovered was my body, and I felt very detached from it. And sort of, so what? And I was thinking, you know, what are these people getting so upset about? Then I thought, I'm out of here. I can't get these people to listen to me. And as soon as I thought that, I went up through the ceiling as if it were nothing. And it was wonderful to be out there and be free, not worry about bumping into anything. And I knew where I was going. And I heard this sound of wind chimes. It was the most incredible sound that I could describe. It was from the very lowest to the very highest tones.